G'day champions, I'm Jax from J&D Creations, and you're probably likely to recognize me in these sort of clips around my workshop talking about tools, making really weird cuts on the table saw, and even lifting timber into some really awkward sort of places. I'm also known for occasionally polishing timber on a lathe, and I've recently started welding. Now, I live in an absolutely beautiful part of the world known as Western Australia. This is somewhere where our oceans collide with rivers, our wildlife is absolutely insane, and our beaches are ranked up there with some of the best in the world. Now, this got me thinking one day as I was sat there editing, how can I combine all of these elements into one? And then out of nowhere, it hit me. I absolutely love getting out and exploring the natural environment in this beautiful state. I love flying my drone almost as much as I enjoy filming and editing all of this content, and for some reason I enjoy spinning timber really fast. You put all those elements together and I came up with the traveling turner. Episode 1 of the Travelling Turner was, in hindsight, a trial run. I set off with all the equipment I thought I would need, I learnt along the way what I'd left behind, and I really had no idea what my plan was. I was just winging it. I'd never been to this location before. I was hoping that it was suitable for what I wanted to do and this vision that I had had in my head for years. Once I arrived, there was nothing left to do but set up and hope for the best. In this episode, like many others, I use a piece of camphor laurel, and there are a few reasons behind this. I really do enjoy turning camphor laurel. It is such a nice timber to turn. It has some absolutely beautiful grain structure and patterns to it that is unmatched in a lot of other timbers. You can really get some amazing looking final pieces from camphor laurel. It was easily accessible to me and it's nice and light to take with you, so I thought it was a perfect timber, and as you will see as this video progresses, I do use it a few more times in later episodes. Holly River was a lovely, tranquil place to set up the lathe and turn. The only thing I was a little bit spewing about was we were in the middle of summer, so the river was quite low. I can only imagine what this exact location would have looked like in the middle of winter. I think it would have been 100 times better looking, there would have been a lot more water flow, but this was the time of year that I was able to venture here. It was still so nice to just chill out. I didn't see another person while I was out here. It was just me, my lathe, and the natural sounds of the bush. And of course, the drone buzzing around as well. This goblet ended up being in my top 3 favourite pieces from the entire series. The colours that the grain produced in the head of the goblet were absolutely beautiful, and there was a very small void in the stem that's only noticeable on very close inspection, but I know that it's there and I think it's absolutely beautiful, showing the raw nature of timber and how it can't be perfect all of the time, and that's what makes it beautiful. This episode was a nice change of pace, only having to travel about an hour from where I live to get to this location. So it was lovely not to have to set off before the crack of dawn to be able to get to a location as stunning as Seabird is. For the first time in this series, we're going to venture away from camphor laurel and move on to one of my favourite timbers to turn. That's she oak. The lacing in this timber is absolutely incredible. It is unmatched. I've never seen anything like it in another timber. You'll see that towards the end of this episode when we get to the final piece. She oak is also beautiful to turn. It's like cutting butter with a hot knife. Easy and clean. This episode was a lot of fun to shoot because I actually got to muck around a bit and do some four-wheel driving. The Jeep Wrangler is a very capable vehicle, and up until this point I hadn't really used four-wheel drive, and I don't much in this episode, but I did play around a little bit before I left this site and got it stuck just a couple of times. Nothing she couldn't handle though, and she crawled right out. Another piece of she oak in this one, and this episode takes the cake for the smallest piece that we turned all season. I'm not really sure what I was going for here, but a lovely little trinket sort of bowl ended up emerging. Very, very small though. As you can see, the faceplate is basically the same size as the opening for the bowl. blooper reel. Another exciting episode here with a lot more four-wheel driving and some more wildlife. Finally seeing some kangaroos out on track. That was absolutely awesome. I tried to chase them with my drone, keeping the regulated 30-meter distance, but wasn't quite as lucky to get a good shot of them as I had hoped. Now the reason I picked this location is because on Google Maps I could see these train cars sitting on the side of the beach, and I was a bit curious as to what they were doing there, why they were there, who put them there, what condition they were in. All these sorts of questions came up, so I thought what better way to check it out than head out, shoot an episode of The Travelling Turner on location and suss out these very creepy trains. This is the first and last cameo from some beautiful Western Australian marri in the Travelling Turner. Now I say last, it's not because I don't enjoy turning marri, just happened to be the last time that it made it into this series. What's quite unique about this piece is I turned a top and a bottom from two different pieces of marri, and they look extremely different, even though they are the same timber. I was almost 100% sure that this location was not going to pan out. I wasn't sure if I'd be allowed in here, I wasn't sure if there would be people here, so I did everything I could to ensure success. I got here at 5 o'clock in the morning in the hopes that I was the only one there, and I tell you what, I still was not the only person there. Luckily though, I was able to jump in four-wheel drive, go off the beaten path a little bit and find a nice little spot that I could hide, get the episode done all before 10 a.m. Man, it's cold. Someone want to tell this dude that he's not a train, he's a car. Meant to be down here, not up there. Without a doubt, this was my favorite trip in the whole series. This was a massive day. From memory, I think it was about an 18-hour day for me, but the scenery was so worth it. I have since been back to this location. I've camped there for 4 days. I could camp there for weeks. I absolutely love this southern spot in Western Australia. It is stunning. It also helps that it was a lot of fun forward driving through these sandy tracks. I made a very silly mistake in this episode of deciding to bring a piece of jam wood with me. Now this stuff is a beautiful timber, but it is like concrete. It is so difficult to turn, and as you can see from the final piece in this episode, it's very simplistic and very basic. I like it, I think it's quite elegant, it retains a natural shape, but that is solely because it is so hard to turn, and I didn't have any sharpening equipment with me on these trips, so I could not sharpen my tools in order to keep getting a nice clean cut. Bloody sandpaper. Episode 10, the final episode of this season, I felt it was absolutely necessary to go back to one of my favourite locations. I found a different spot, but in the same region, southwest WA. I absolutely love it down here. As you can see with this drone flying around, the surroundings are beautiful. fucking camphor laurel sawdust in the eye. Not fun. Do not get camphor laurel dust in your eyes. It sucks. Oh. Well, that's not good. Let me take you guys a little bit deeper into how the traveling turner actually came to fruition after all of these years as an idea stuck in my mind. Let me tell you about where it began and how I made it all happen. The concept of the traveling turner, though, is something that I've been working on for years. Looking back at how J&D Creations began, setting up a lathe in a backyard in suburban Perth while my son underwent therapies, I taught myself about wood turning as a way to escape from what was happening in life. Not only was I learning how to turn wood, but I was also learning about videography, about editing, how to compose videos, put them together, release them, and show them all to the world. I then began working on building my very own workshop, which is the setting that you regular viewers would be used to. The Traveling Turner is a project that has taken J&D Creations full circle. We're back out in nature, creating from nature, and working in locations that I think it's safe to say no one has ever taken a lathe to before. Through season 1 of the Traveling Turner, you're going to see me venturing around all southern areas of WA, as far north as Seabird, where we are today, right down to the bottom, venturing into Walpole. The areas that I've picked are places that I personally have found have spectacular views. They're a little bit off the beaten track, and they're not tourist hotspots. They showcase WA for what it is, from beautiful forests to sandy beaches. My ambition for the Traveling Turner, should it be well received, would be to do a season in every state of Australia. But we'll have to wait and see how these 10 weeks go before we can get to planning that. I would like to take some time to tell you guys about some very important sponsors who have jumped on board for the Traveling Turner season 1. Firstly, a massive shout out to Pop Shed. Now, Pop Shed have supplied the 14 to 20 lathe that I've been using through this whole series. I needed something small enough to put in my car, but I also needed something that had variable electronic speed and packed enough punch to get the job done. I've got a full unboxing of that lathe over on my channel if you want to check that out before the series starts, but I've now taken this lathe on a 4,500 kilometer journey across WA, and it is yet to miss a beat. It was fantastic for this application, and I know a number of people who use it as their main lathe in their workshop. So if you'd like to check out this lathe or anything else from Pop Shed, there'll be links down in the description below that'll take you over to their socials. Given my son's ongoing therapies and treatment plans, it was really nice to see that Pop Shed are also a local NDIS provider in Victoria. They provide a range of services for the community and people who are part of the NDIS scheme. But on top of everything else, Pop Shed is a comprehensive retail outlet for everything woodworking. They have a great crew of friendly staff, and they're willing to go above and beyond to help you out with your project. So use the links below, check out how they can help you out on your next project and help support local Aussie business. The other business that supported the Traveling Turner and my YouTube channel from very early on is none other than Custom Creations. Now, if you're a long-time viewer of my channel, you would have seen that I've worked with these guys for a long time. They have a range of fantastic products that work flawlessly, a complete range of food-safe finishes for all your projects. But not only that, they make candles, essential oils, and custom pieces. Every piece throughout the Traveling Turner project was finished with Custom Creations finishes. And as you will see, you get the same perfect results over and over and over again. If you're interested in trying out any of the Custom Creations range, I've got a link down below that will take you over to their website. I've also got a discount code down there that will help your wallet out a little bit. So I want to say a huge thank you to Pop Shed and Custom Creations for getting on board and sponsoring season 1 of the Traveling Turner. They put a lot of faith in my word on this one, as I had no video evidence or way to convey what I was imagining this series would turn out to be. With that being said, now that season 1 is about to be released, if you or anyone you know would be interested in jumping on board to sponsor a potential season 2, please reach out to me. With the support of my family, this is a one-man operation. I don't have a film crew or an editing team behind me. There's no management team to come up with plans, execution strategies, or funds for these projects. It's me driving the car, it's me flying the drone, and it's me editing these videos. So if you would like to get on board and ensure there's a season 2 for the Traveling Turner, please reach out. If you don't want to sponsor an episode of the Traveling Turner, but you would like to support what I'm doing, I also have links down below to my Patreon page. Now, over on Patreon, you will unlock a number of different benefits depending on which tier you join up to. So follow the link, check it out, see if it's right for you. From today, you will also be able to get your hands on your very own traveling turner tee. You can follow the link down in the description, head over to my website, and on the merch tab there, you will see the traveling tee is ready for release. These will be available in both male and female cuts and in a huge range of colors. So if you don't exclusively wear black like me, you'll have a huge variety to pick from. So head on over there and check it out. My Patreons will also have their very own discount code for the traveling turner tees. I'll let you guys know on Patreon what that discount code is. And last but not least, another massive way that you can support the traveling turner is by watching the videos, sharing them with your friends, and leaving a thumbs up on the videos. This all helps tell the algorithm that you enjoyed what you saw and drives it to share it with more people. Well, champions, there's not a lot more to say. I've spent 6 months, driven 4,500 kilometers, filmed thousands of gigabytes of footage, I've edited it all, I've uploaded it, and now it's time to put it out to the world and see what you guys think of it. I would love to hear your feedback down in the comment section below, as well as any ideas or locations that you may have for future episodes. Stay safe, look after yourself, guys, and until next time, enjoy the traveling turner. What a journey. So I've just finished editing the cut that you have just watched, the 1.5-hour version of the traveling turner. Rewatching that journey, it was almost a year ago to the day that I started the first venture. It's been quite a ride. I still can't believe that that was an idea that was in my head for so long. And I went out there, I made it happen, I filmed it, I edited it, and I got it out to the world. So I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this long one-shot, sort of one-cut version. Hope it's well received. Yeah, it's amazing. It's finally out in the world. There will be another cut coming soon, a voiceover cut that I am working on. The ASMR version is already out in the world, so you can check that out as well if you like. Until next time, guys, stay safe, look after yourself, and thank you for checking this out.